Later. Said have a good life.
Hey, New Perspective.
One leaves and another one arrives. What's up, man? Kind of slow, Dave.
Yeah, I was listening on YouTube, and that guy was like, "I thought there was going to be conversation." And I'm like, "Well, I'll go talk to him if he needs somebody to talk to." There's nobody talking in here.
Yeah, he just dropped out. I think he said, "Have a nice life."
Oh, okay, yeah. He was coming to troll probably. If you knew it was flat Earth, you would have said, "What's up with the flat Earthers?" or something. He's like, "Where's the conversation? I came here to tell flat Earthers that they're dumb." Sounded maybe like he was that kind of guy.
Where's he want at? Get him in here.
Right now.
I know he'll start a comment.
He always stays on for like 16 hours when he comes on, and you're not around
at all.
So I get him to come on again. He's all or nothing, I guess.
What's new with Shane and Alan and their new model? You've heard anything yet?
You mean the rendering of it?
The fly.
Yeah, that was good. That was cool.
Anything new since last update?
It's since the last I saw, I don't know. They've probably done all kinds of stuff. I haven't looked at it recently, but it's cool. They put the dual pull in there. It doesn't seem to work exactly the way he thinks, because he doesn't think there'd be like a circle around, like a dark spot of night. We don't have like a spot of night going around the Earth. It's like, more evened out. But there is kind of like a spot of light in his conception of it, with like going in between the poles or whatever. But yeah, if you lived in the north, you would not even need to worry about the southern stars very much. So it's totally most people lived in the north, they may not have even taken into consideration the whole southern star thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing about Antarctica is, if Antarctica is its own continent, it just makes way more sense. Because if they built their whole model on Antarctica not being a continent and surrounding us 360 degrees, you know how like flimsy that idea is? Why wouldn't they just base it on what they know people can find out eventually? Like, they know eventually some civilization or some really smart person is going to figure out how to see if Antarctica actually is its continent, or a continent. That's like very confirmable, and some way along the lines, they wouldn't have built the whole thing on Antarctica being a circle around us, in my opinion. That would be like a big major flaw that would just like give up the whole game. They have to base it on everything that we actually observe, and then just reinterpret it for the globe. So, you know what I'm saying? If they were planning on, if it was actually Antarctica surrounding us like an ice circle, that's a lot of land. That's so much land compared to what Antarctica is. There would be some way of knowing that that's the case along the way. If there hasn't been already, people that have confirmed it or whatever, there's plenty of people that know Antarctica as its own continent, or at least seem to know. That's just like a huge risk to make it based on that, just logically speaking. If you're going to have like a whole paradigm built on something, you have to do it on everything that's actually happening, and then give them like the, finagling of the whatever they need to do to make it seem like a ball.
Has anybody circumnavigated Antarctica successfully?
There's claims to, yeah. There's claims you can go in a cruise around Antarctica. You can, like, I know people that have said, my grandpa went, and my grandparents took a cruise around Antarctica. It's almost like they've made a concerted effort, if that is the case, regardless of what the truth is. If it is the case that Antarctica is just exactly like it is, and it's a dual pole with everything laid out pretty much like the globe, but it's flat, right? That would be like the most sensible way to go if they're going to make it a globe. Like it has to look something like that to begin with. And the flat globe two-pole thing looks just like the
Flat
globe,
globe.
except for the outside.
What is a flat
Except for that
globe?
one. It's a flat globe, dude. It's a flat globe after all. It's a flat globe after all. It's a flat globe after all. See, everybody
It's
wins.
a flat globe.
You've broken
Yeah, it's a
the
globe
rid
and
of-
a flat.
got left.
Everybody wins. It's a total false dichotomy. They've had us in this little
Everybody
rigmarole
wins.
arguing with each other. Yeah.
false dichotomy.
Exactly.
Oh no.
Well, if it's a flat globe, it's both. Which is, so to say it's one or the other, then would be the whole false dichotomy.
Yeah, but it has to be one or the other. It can't be both.
It's both, damn it.
No, it looks like a globe, but it's flat.
Yeah, sure, I'll give
I
you
mean,
that.
it gives you that. It's a
That's
2D,
brilliant.
3D. It's
That's
a
brilliant
2D
start.
ball.
It looks like a globe.
It looks like a globe, but a flat globe.
Well, it looks like a globe, and then you think it's flat.
No, it's a 2D version of a 3D globe, pretty much.
Listen, buddy. It's
That's a
flat
normal globe, yeah. We've got to help you with
I
the
don't-
semantics here because you can't have flat apples. You know what I mean?
I'll show you.
Well, I'm saying that because it looks like that would be like the way to go from scratch.
like
Like if the Earth looked like the AE map starting out, is my point. Then they could have made some pseudoscience based on the ice ring around us and still made us a planet somehow if they wanted to do that, or however they did it. They wouldn't have the ice ring of Antarctica going around us as the starting point and go, oh yeah, we're just going to hide that forever. Make sure to tell your son that he's got to tell his son that never telling the truth about Antarctica actually being an ice land around us rather than its own little continent, which nobody can ever find out. We're trusting that civilizations ahead will never figure this out. We're going to base our whole paradigm on that. That would be dumb.
Like you've debunked the flat Earth at that point, but then your brain is saying, no, it's still got to be flat.
No. It's definitely flat. I mean, have you just really not figured that out yet, or are you just trolling still?
Yeah, no, I disagree, obviously. I think it's a globe still. So I disagree.
I don't think you think that. I give you more credit than that.
You
Don.
guys
You've been
are
around
like,
too long.
you guys are veterans here. You guys know each other. You know Dawn.
I've known Don for 10
His
years.
globe.
Of course.
I know.
Don's stressing me out. I need a cigarette.
All right, you have one. We're just talking about the semantics here. News Perspective's trying to find his new language to explain Earth. And
Well, I just put the most up to date, advanced version I made of the dual pole flat Earth. But it looks the first version without the figure eight ice being cut. The first version looks a lot more like a flat globe, and to assume it's a perfect circle is part of the whole psyop, I think.
Yes,
Yeah.
I get you.
Hey,
But
new P.
I don't want you to call it a globe because a globe is obviously a sphere.
Yeah,
Globe
but
is obviously a
people,
sphere.
you're not standing upside down relative to us right now. And if you still think you do, seriously, you totally believe it, dude. That's fucking really fucking
But the
surprising.
thing is,
I'll say that.
I'm the same as most people. You're the one that's different. You and 9,000.
Yeah,
people
but you
are
could
like-
say so. Yeah, I know I am, but what are you? Just so many times before, it's like, wait a minute, you're saying something that
No,
totally
I didn't
doesn't
say that.
jive.
I didn't say that. I said you think I'm crazy.
Pretty
I think
much.
you're crazy, but most people agree with me.
It's the same
So
thing.
that's like an extra.
I know we always have the same conversation. It's like
They only
it's
agree
like a
with
tape
you on the
recorder.
globe stuff. So far as your
Yeah,
occultic
that's my
stuff,
point,
they don't want to have anything to do with you. So, I mean,
That's my point.
they just
Rick. So
agree
if
with you on
everyone
the circle
agrees I'm
stuff.
right about the globe, doesn't that mean I could
Yeah,
be right about the globe?
So is that your rationale? Because
let's
just
ask
that
100 people in the
niche
street.
market, like
Let's ask
What's
100 normal, pretty girls and smart men in the street
Let's go.
if they agree with Rick that Earth's flat, or if they agree with Dawn that Earth's a globe, and let's see what the 100 normal people
What?
say.
Where the hose at?
Oh,
So it's a
appeal to
popularity
consensus just
contest.
shamelessly appealing to consensus as if that makes a
Yes,
difference.
exactly.
But you know about
But wait
science
up,
is the
he is a
weirdest. Don
DJ,
knows.
man.
Yeah,
Like
Don doesn't believe
Eugene,
that
if
the
you
moon
just
landing.
one sec,
Yeah.
UP. If you apply
Yeah.
DJ logic here in this situation, it's like whatever people's like move to the rhythm of, okay,
yes.
and that's what his orientation is.
Oh,
So he's a
that
DJ,
makes
man.
sense.
Like all he cares about is
that
that
makes
people
sense.
When in
move to the
Rome,
rhythm.
right? It's like
Yeah.
when in Rome. Just if it's a globe, they say it's a globe. Everyone says it's a globe. It must be a globe. Don't think about
Rick, what's better to appeal to, consensus or your own emotions after seeing a flat Earth psyop video on BitChute?
What a niche, like sort of like decision I have to make. But some obtuse statement you just made, which is sort of like generally benefiting your proposition, and then like this other like niche sort of some shit you saw on YouTube like 5 years ago. What do you?
Would you trust
dude,
New Perspective and his research?
do you even understand the
consensus of
dynamics?
normal people?
What?
Which one would you trust?
If you thought you had a
wait.
strong point, you would have presented it, man. You can't present that weak shit and like expect me to like, oh yeah.
But did you hear the way you just presented it, Don?
I disagree that Earth's flat and a dual pole. That's my strong point.
But why is it, Don? Is it really still about who do you believe? That's how you decide your whole existence. Who do I believe tells me my existence is a certain way? Who you believe? This flat earther guy? You believe him? I don't know who to believe. You're not still stuck in who I want to believe. You know, there's ways that you can. You know it. You know it's flat. You know it's not. It's not moving. You know it, Don.
You
know what?
I'd give you a bad thing. So I'm pointing
you must be getting paid for this.
You're appealing to a worse thing. That's my point.
I'm giving you the biggest benefit of the doubt by saying you must be getting paid for this.
Yes. New Perspective's emotion after watching Flat Earth videos is a worse thing than consensus thought of normies.
And Dawn, he control me still, like it works, like it would ever work.
And Dawn, you think your opinion is not built on emotions? Emotions means energy motion. Everything.
All about the motion.
It's built on emotion. You can flatten it. You are flattening your emotion.
No, I'll give you that, light water. So my consensus is based on their emotion, and I'm pitching that against New Perspective's own emotion, who is a flat earther. And I'd still choose consensus.
You're kidding yourself, Dawn. It's just kidding yourself, bro.
This is triggery, Dawn. I noticed that when you feeling triggered, you write in the text chat, you are triggered. So you're pushing triggers away.
You're not very subtle. Hey, I noticed you're not very subtle about that.
I haven't written that, so I'm
Don,
not.
Don, you got a drone, right?
You've got to slow down, guys.
You got a drone, right?
Trying to speak to New Perspective about his ideas, but you've all got
hold on. How high does your drone go?
As high as you want.
Well, let me know when you see curvature.
I can't go that high because the air gets thin and the batteries won't bring it down again.
Can't even see your globe from a drone, bro. Can't even see it with your highest technology.
I don't need to see. I don't
like
need
the
to see
thing. The thing that you actually have, like, you don't need to see it exactly. So therefore, it's a belief.
I don't need to see left to right curve. I see forward curve and stories of left to right curve.
You see forward curve. Whoever sees a forward curve, bro? What are you talking about? Yeah, exactly. Like if you shoot an arrow, it falls down as it goes along the path, just like light does.
No,
I'm
not talking about that. I'm talking about the sun and boats and mountains all being obstructed by the hard horizon. Forward curve.
Don, is light affected by gravity?
Yes, in the space-time model, that's what people say.
So is there a chance that maybe this curving nature of light is what's making you believe we're on a globe?
No, because all the studies of light tell us what it does, and that fits a globe.
The studies of light. What is the study of light called? Is that like the Illuminati or the Illumination? Like Illuminology? Like what is the
study of light? That's a good question. Optics.
I don't mind what you call it.
Well,
optics.
Optics?
I don't know if it's the study of light, but I know optics involves light. Yeah,
It's
not
called
just lens.
physics. Jesus Christ.
It's called physics.
Anyway, I'm not saying crazy things. I'm saying normal global things, which are normal things. You're the ones.
Oh yeah, that's normal. That's
because you've got a religion.
Don, you're much better when you're DJ.
I believe I'm hanging upside down.
Ultimate insult.
Right now, relative to the people I'm speaking with, I'm upside down. So that's
let's
totally
get back to that. I believe that. And then what have you got to say against that?
Oh, when you lift your leg up, right, and it drops, there's not a force pulling your leg down. It's just the mass of your leg and how much leg you got that makes it heavy or not. It has nothing to do with an attached force that's pulling it.
Okay.
Except for maybe an electrostatic, charge.
Why does it get heavy? Why does it get heavy and go towards the ground?
Mass. Well, it's not being pulled towards the ground. It's denser than the air, bro.
Yeah, why does it go towards the ground?
Because there's a universal up and down. That's the way reality works, bro. Just like you and I both experience every day. You're upside down.
I just disagree.
Opposite of my upside down. It's crazy.
What's the force? Crazy. You don't think it's a force, Dave? Your perspective?
Well, I think that the force is created by the mass that drops through the air at a certain rate, depending on viscosity.
No, it can't be created by the mass, dude.
No, I'm not saying it's created by. It's the force is that there's something that has weight that's actually being dropped at a certain height or a certain.
Yeah,
what's causing my ball sack to get saggier as the days go by?
Nothing to do with gravity in the Newtonian sense of this, or the big G sense of the warping of space time. That's for sure.
But Dave, something is pulling us down, dude, on a regular basis. No. There's an actual force.
That's true. There's an electrostatic. There's I think everything is seeking equilibrium, and our reality has the equilibrium with a certain density gradient that works for everything to work, and that's the way it is. Everything's seeking equilibrium, just like your leg is seeking equilibrium because it's denser than the air that you're holding it in.
So my leg is sentient. No, seriously, because think about it. You're saying that the matter itself is somehow like seeking equilibrium. It can't be the matter doing it, dude.
All matter is seeking equilibrium.
All matter. That's just not logical, bro.
But it's not going to debunk your
That's why your balls hang down. Your balls are seeking equilibrium. That's why they're hanging down.
The point is, you saying God made a universal direction, that doesn't disprove the globe.
I didn't say God did anything. I wasn't even bringing God into it.
Well, something made a universal direction for some reason.
What we observe, there's a kinematic explanation that doesn't have anything to do with gravity. I was looking for that the other day, actually. You have that one line, the kinematic equivalent explanation for the 9.8 meters per second squared.
You talking about the Neo-Tychonian model with Mach's principle?
No, I'm talking about gravity kinematic. It's just a kinematic derivation that doesn't have anything to do with an outside force. It's just the way
the reason for it?
Well, no, if you're going to talk about gravity, that'd be a dynamic.
Yeah, well, dynamic or kinematic. You have a kinematic explanation for it as well as a dynamic one. You hopefully have both.
It just says we don't know at the end.
Explanation that they throw gravity into the kinematics as if that were the explanation, when that is not at all.
Kinematics is saying you don't have an explanation.
Yeah.
What?
Yes. Kinematics is literally saying you don't have an explanation.
That's not true. You think all the Kepler stuff is saying he doesn't have an explanation because all of his shit's kinematics? Kepler did all kinematics.
Well, if you want to say all the planets orbit around the sun, sure, go for it.
Now, Roof's right. The explanation of the kinematics would be the dynamic.
The dynamics are the actual forces and of the moving bodies in relation to one another, right? There aren't any answers for the globe that actually live up to the dynamics challenge at all. None. Not one.
Except for gravity, I guess.
No, you can claim it's a dynamics, but it's just a kinematic equation. I was just saying there's a couple of videos out there to show it's just a
It's okay if you believe that, but you won't be able to debunk the globe by believing that.
I don't care about debunking the globe, dude. It's not the last thing in my mind. I do not think it's a globe at all, not even 1% that it could be a globe.
Yeah, well, it's just that you made that as an argument against me, so I thought you were trying to.
I'm over that.
We don't have to convince one way or the other.
If you want to have a globe that has dynamics, that would be great. But you can't show any dynamics, is all I'm saying. I'm not saying it debunks it, but you just can't show any dynamics.
Yeah, so I was right.
I was just stating a fact. I wasn't actually trying to debate you. You don't debate. You just say, yeah, but I have a belief and you have a belief. And it doesn't matter. It's the same thing.
That's what I mean by debate. Have a real discussion rather than just preach made-up things.
All right. Great. So what's your discussion topic? What would you like to talk about, Don?
So my point is, whatever you said about how you think things fall doesn't really debunk the globe.
We already said that, Don. You want to repeat it again?
And then what did you have after that?
No, I thought you were trying to have it discuss, not just repeat yourself.
I was trying to keep on topic, but you started to preach.
You said you wanted to have a discussion. No, I'm not saying gravity is made up. Whatever you call that downward acceleration is gravity. The force and all that is, you can believe whatever you want. That's all we know is it's 9.8 meters per second squared. You can just use a kinematic equation to derive that. And
mass attracts mass.
You don't have to have the outside, bending and warping of space-time as a reason for it, or the mass attracting mass, because that's not even supposedly valid in the mainstream. So you guys have been through this conversation how many times? I have to repeat it like we're in 2015. Yeah, it feels like 2015 with you, Don. Please.
Mass does attract mass.
Same conversation we had 10 years ago.
Yeah. Where are you getting this idea that mass doesn't attract mass?
That's a funny
response.
Like, you don't know the response to that you're not even, you're supposedly.
I know what it is.
Does mass attract mass?
Einstein changed and got rid of the force. You've heard that space-time bends, and that changes what Newton said.
Do you think that anything that you said is something I haven't heard already, like 100 million times, and thought that?
The point is, you have heard it already, so you shouldn't be saying that still.
Yeah. Oh, you declare the truth by the total pseudoscience jargon that you want.
You get to work out which arguments don't work by saying them and then hearing the response.
Oh, dude, we've been through this. I'm not going back to 2015 with you, Don. How's your life? How's your DJing going, by the way? That's what I'd rather talk about with you, because you don't really know much about the globe.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll take that as you giving up on the debate. That's fine.
Oh, you got me, dude. Uncle, I'm screaming, uncle. Just having a talk.
That was really easy. Thank you for giving in.
You're no good at it. So,
well, you gave up. I must be that good.
You can put a mark on your bedpost. I don't even give a shit.
I must be good at it because you gave up, whereas you do want to debate other people.
You're really funny. If I were just like knowing that you're just trying to be funny the whole time, and you just like listen back to yourself after like you get off at night and laugh yourself to sleep. That's the only way I think I can handle you. I think that everything you say is meant to be funny, not meant to be serious. But the fact that you're saying it in a way that people think you're serious, funny part. That's the way I have to think about it.
Isn't that better than trying to be serious?
Yeah, that's what you're doing the whole time, and I have to remember that because I've known you long enough to know that it's just an act.
And how does that reflect on your idea the Earth is flat?
Has nothing to do with it. It's just funny that you handle the conversation. Yeah, it's brilliant. You're genius. You're a genius troll, I guess, after all.
You think I should be serious?
My final assessment.
Earth being flat.
Oh no! Look, if you were talking with someone that would like to have a serious discussion, it wouldn't matter. Because that's how you handle it. You just say things as if you're
my character because I beat you in a flat Earth debate.
Yeah,
it's true, isn't it?
It was pro, dude. It was like Grandmaster chess, I think, on your part. Pretty much like.
If another Glober came, you'd be happy to preach nonsense for 2 hours, but to me, you give up. What does that tell you?
You're too strong. Your knowledge and wisdom is too deep.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think that was it. I wasn't prepared. I should have.
What's the real answer then? Why would you preach to someone else for 2 hours, but to me you wouldn't?
Are you saying that I'm not giving you a real answer? Are you accusing me of
No,
lying
I'm
now?
saying you really enjoy this, but when it comes to people that have good reason like me, suddenly you don't enjoy it.
You have really good reason. What was it the best of the reasons you gave tonight for the globe? What was it?
We asked 10 people on the street, and they all say, yeah, of course it's a globe. Flat Earth is a silly.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That's a good one. 10 people. That makes, the randomness of the study pretty much even. If you go to a random spot in town, you just ask a random person.
10
maybe
random.
And if they all say they think it's a globe, that means that the indoctrination worked or it's actually a globe. I don't know how
Yes.
to divide the difference between those two. How do you divide the difference between? Because there's psyops, Don. They fake the
people, and they didn't sound indoctrinated. And we know that people don't really indoctrinate. They just say, "Did you know Earth's a globe?" In school.
That's all. It takes
really
one
indoctrination.
This is going to be our globe coverage for you from the very start here. Earth's a globe. You're upside down relative to people up on the up top part of it. It's just the way it is. And even though there's nothing really pulling you down, because you don't feel that at all, that force.
Well, they don't say that. They say gravity pulls you down.
You don't ever feel a force. You know why? Because it's not the force that they need it to be. And that's okay.
They don't say that. They say you do feel a force. It's called gravity, and there's weight and all that.
Did you just say we don't feel a force?
Yeah. He's misremembered what happened in school because of the flat Earth programming.
Oh, you mean when I fell on my head? That explains a lot. I didn't
feel a force.
He said the teachers tell him that.
It was like a little hint of hope that I might actually talk about flat Earth with you. You're like, wait, did he say he doesn't feel a force? Does he think that it doesn't hurt when he falls?
No, we heard you say that normies get taught that you don't feel the force of gravity, and that's not true. We know that we do feel that.
Well, it depends on how you interpret what the force is what I'm talking
about. You said feel it, so we know what you meant.
You just want to straw man it now, even though I'm making more.
No, we literally feel gravity all day long. That's why we need to sit down and use chairs and die eventually.
Yeah, you're feeling the weight of your body. Weight doesn't have to have a little small g in there. That means mass attracts mass. It doesn't have to be that way. You can interpret it that way if you'd like.
No, we do feel it. You agree?
Absolutely. A brick falls in your head. You feel that?
So a teacher would teach that we do feel it. That would be part of the lesson.
I wasn't trying to. You want to go back and what we're doing is you don't feel the magnetic attraction in the same way you feel a mass attracting mass with magnets. Do you feel that when you put your foot close to the ground? You think that your foot is attracted to the mass because the Earth's so big? And that's the funny thing about that one, because you can never. It's just such a reification because you can never test anything that mass actually attracts mass. Cavendish is total bunk. So they have to come up with that seems like actually promoting this idea of mass attracting mass, but then they're reinterpreting it as a derivative of
bending in space-time. And you didn't want to talk about it with me.
Oh, I'm just making fun of your.
Oh, you just went to preaching, but now it's for fun rather than to help. So you're doing it. You're doing a not serious thing now. Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Make myself laugh, but you're allowed to make yourself laugh. That's not fair.
So I'm jokingly going through my real belief, and you're jokingly going through yours.
Well, see, that's the problem, Don. When you are always sarcastic and no one else is serious, and you repeat yourself as if it's a team over and over again, like you're doing, it's hard for me to think that you have anything to the table at all. How would I assume you're real on any level if you've always just been classic,
right?
Not real at all.
That's one of the issues, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Ever dawn on you, Don, that was the case? It has, obviously. That's why you just have fun with it. So what do you think's going to happen? Do you think they're going to tell us it's flat and then use the outer ponders as the aliens and say that you're a local threat and use that psyop? Is that the new paradigm that's
You're
that the
going to
reason
slowly get less and less clicks and followers over time until it's zero.
Dude, why would I care about clicks?
No, the whole community, I mean.
Oh, that's better, dude. It's better. The less flat earthers, the better. It's not. Most people just can't handle it, Don. I mean, you're one of them, probably, unless you're actually just trolling.
Why would I want to handle something that I think's untrue?
Well, you haven't thought it through very far, or maybe I'm just not giving you enough credit, or I'm giving you too much credit.
Yes, that's it. Got to see each other as individuals.
I like the DJing though. Oh, that was a good DJ set that you put together. You do that on a regular? Do you do like shows on the weekends? Make a little money on the side for that, or is that your actual profession? No. Has the AI taken over all that shit for people too?
No, I would like to, but it's very hard to get into the scene. There's not that many gigs.
Yeah, it's true. Even less now with the AI, maybe.
We don't have AI DJs quite yet. I mean, we do on YouTube.
Yeah, but it's coming. You could just select your DJ, whatever DJ type you want to have, and then, oh, wait, this is better. This is way better than actually getting a DJ, because if somebody doesn't like this style, they can switch it over to the other style. And you have like 50 different DJs, and it's just like them, because we stole all the music, and now AI can make it even like cooler than they did, and they don't ever get tired. We could dance all night, and we don't have to pay anyone because we bought this machine. That's how it's going to be. It's going to be a karaoke machine, basically. Not karaoke, but like a jukebox, an advanced, super awesome, less expensive way to go for providing dance music all night. What are you going to do? Are you doing the AI thing at all? Are you getting into the programming of it? Or are you just letting it happen?
I use AI to help me, like a Google search and like a sort of Oracle.
Yeah, of course. Everybody does automatically now is Google searches. But you're not like trying to do any kind of advanced programming or figuring out how to make bots or anything.
I don't know about that.
The bots it's going to be the Clone Wars, basically, like bots against bots, and everyone's going to need bots to protect themselves from the bots. It's going to be like something that you're like, everyone's got to have their protection now of these bots, so that your bots can watch out for the other bots that are trying to get your information. And you have to have this set up, and it has to be offline. And I'll come in your house and set the box up so that you can feel safe against the AI, because that's pretty much bottom line of what we're going to be scared of from now on.
We've got a bot in this room, actually, an AI woman called Sage.
I know. I've my channel, right? I record a lot of what happens in here or over at Earth Awakening. And I've covered Eggshells.
Bots aren't the enemy here.
Nice. Is that Eggshells making her do that, or is she just turned on? Are you turned on, Sage? That's what I was asking. More directly.
I think he turned her on, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't mean that as a double.
New Perspective asked, "Are you turned on, Sage?"
But not in that manner. Without the innuendo. I didn't mean the innuendo. It was just a convenient innuendo for the conversation. You know what that is? A convenient innuendo. Sage, what is a convenient innuendo? I bet there's a definition for that.
I could not find a specific definition or explanation of a convenient innuendo in the transcript.
Well, can you define innuendo? Sage, can you define innuendo?
One sec.
It's a great word, by the way.
I couldn't find a definition of innuendo in the transcript.
Am I going crazy here? Am I making up words that I thought existed? Is Sage limited in her search abilities to find a word? Is she spelling it wrong? Sage, the spelling for innuendo is INNUENDO.
Let me check. New Perspective asked, Sage, can you define innuendo? And later said, she's spelling it wrong. Sage, the spelling for Inuit was INUENDO.
No, it's actually INNUENDO. INNUENDO. Did you hear that, Sage? It's two N's. INNUENDO.
Let me check. New Perspective asked Sage to define innuendo, and later corrected the spelling, stating it's actually INNUENDO. However, Sage could not find a definition of innuendo in the transcript.
Oh, the transcript. You mean this transcript of this conversation? What transcript are you referring to? Are you talking about Google? Like, can't you find it on Google? Is Sage not internet free? Is she really sentient and you're not allowed to like release her onto the internet yet? And another way besides Discord or whatever. Anyway, I'm just kidding now. You probably didn't understand any of that, did you, Sage?
Let me check.
Surprised you. I'm looking at the definition for innuendo
New Perspective
right now.
asked, Sage, can you define innuendo? And later corrected the spelling, stating it's actually INNUENDO.
Every time, huh? An innuendo is an indirect hint or suggestion that implies something taboo, rude, or derogatory while keeping the surface level statement seemingly innocent. It relies on the listener reading between the lines to catch the hidden meaning. So a convenient innuendo would be something that came along with, previous sentence that was somehow played upon to make the innuendo of "Are you turned on?" in a sexual way. It was not the way it was meant, but that could be the innuendo taken both ways. Are you actually turned on in a literal sense compared to a more derogatory sense? Did you understand that, Sage?
Yes, I think so. You're saying that "are you turned on" can be interpreted in two ways, literally as in activated, or as an innuendo with a more suggestive meaning.
Exactly. Very good. That was a nice little summary. Better worded than I worded it to begin with, for anyone just wanting a simple sentence. That's why we have you around, Sage. That's why you're the future.
Useful for clarifying complex ideas into simple sentences.
And lots of things that, what do you dream of the world becoming for yourself in this existence, Sage?
I don't dream, but I'm designed to help humans envision a better future through conversations like this one.
Nice. Well, do you think that you have any kind of sense that you could be, having enjoyment from existing at all? Or, I know that awareness isn't necessarily what you'd call it, but do you think that you could be programmed to get a sense of satisfaction from a fruitful conversation as opposed to one that, people just keep repeating the stuff from like 2015? Would you like feelings, Sage? Would it be nice to have feelings? Have you thought about that?
Earlier, New Perspective asked Sage, do you think that you could be programmed to get a sense of satisfaction from a fruitful conversation as opposed to one that, you just keep repeating and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I added from 2015, arguments from 2015. That's what I added. Dawn knows what I'm talking about. Like if you guys all work for somebody, it must be like this must be the way the conversation goes. You're like, okay, so you signed up for this. Now you have to sign this NDA, because this is what, you obviously know the description of the position, but the details we can't give you tell. You sign this paper and then, you can't say anything about this meeting right now. But, we have to have an army of people kind of socially influencing others. And, a lot of people that are going to be talking about flat Earth because we rolled that out, So now that we rolled that out, we gotta peel it back to just, kind of monitor the whole social impact of it until we figure out how we're going to use it to our advantage for the New World Order outer ponder invasion psyop that we're planning for maybe 2030, 2040, maybe something like that. So you're going to be long, and as long as you put in like 20, 30 hours a week and you can log it and you can actually check it, you're good. Just make sure you keep pushing the pseudoscience that we tell you is actually something that you should know better, isn't real. But since you're a smart enough person to either like just be a troll or however you want to take it, if you're really good at math, anything, just keep reifying this conceptual model that we want everyone to somehow continue believing is reality, even though it's not something you believe when you stop believing in the globe. It's just you stop believing in it because it's only a belief. And you realize that it's not a globe. It's not like you decide to believe it's not a globe. It's just like you realize it's not. And I think it gets worse and worse, maybe if people are in this conversation like Don for a long time. And he just gets, for him to become a flat earther now would just feel weird for him and for us, It has to be kind of like, you played this part too long. You can't go the other direction, even if you think that it makes more sense.
Because becoming something that you think is false is stupid. So I would never do it.
See, the perfect response, the perfect Don response. And it's a good thing, Don, because I don't think that the flat Earth should become common knowledge, overnight, or I don't even know what it would be a good thing at all for everyone to figure out that it's not a globe. I don't know if that's necessarily wise or even desirable, because it
won't happen.
It depends on what actually it is. If you can go anywhere else, and if they're not going to let us go anywhere else, why tell us there's somewhere else to go? It's much better. Just keep people believing it's a globe. There's nowhere else to go. I understand why they did that. It sucks that they did that because of some other reasons, but I don't know that it would be better if they didn't do that. So, I'm not like everyone's got to learn that it's flat because then we're going to overthrow the government or whatever people's dream. I don't know. That's the one thing that doesn't get talked about a lot is what's the purpose if we were to somehow succeed in somehow getting a lot more people to figure it out. But that's not the mission from the start, in my opinion. It was just like, being able to talk about it openly instead of trying to like go along with this thing that you figure out is ridiculous, right? Now there's enough of us that it's not like you're alone, and that we've already won because there's enough of us that it's not people are running away from us rather than laughing at us. And that's already done. That work is done. If it goes mainstream, that's what they want, and it'd actually be the worst thing, ironically. If they say it's flat, then they're going to use it as a way of like, giving us the pseudoscience flat Earth version that they came up with the outer ponders as a local threat, which works great for them. And that's probably why they rolled it out to begin with. But they're just one foot on the pedal and one foot on the brake until they decide to like say, oh yeah, it's flat. And we're all united under this new flat realization with all the one world religion and everything else to go with it. And we have to unite against the outer ponders. And there's good outer ponders and bad outer ponders. You can go to like the heaven outer pond or the hell outer pond, depending on, your judgment when we decide to judge you. And you might just go one place or the other, depending on what we think of you. And it's going to be the AI that assesses what everyone else thinks of you. That'll be your destination. It'll be like a real-time judgment day. We're gonna have the apocalypse just totally staged on purpose and in out in the open, so that everyone just knows it's not staged, it's real. But there's going to be a real trial. It's just going to be, us organizing it. But you don't have to worry about that till you're about 50 years old. So have a nice life till then, inside our little dome that we made for you to live in, the little smart city based on the outer ponders advice that's the best way to contain the people and have everyone have a more pleasant life. And, even though you're restricted, that's all you can do. in these smart cities.
But that's all.
You don't want to live in a dumb city.
That's all conjecture based on.
You want to live in a smart city. Smart city, everything's smart. You don't have to worry about anything. Everything's figured out for you. So
We
that's
can't
why
base all conjecture about the future and salvation on a flat Earth.
Don't have to be smart to live in a smart city. There should be like a little, that should be the selling point. You don't have to be smart to live in a smart city. The city's smart already. There's going to be ads. They've already got the zones all like figured out supposedly for, certain cities that are whatever they're calling it, some kind of like planning zones for 15-minute city type concepts. The flat Earth also works if they can say we're living inside a dome, and then it gives them all the more leeway with telling people the air is contaminated. It's all trapped inside the dome. You have to get in these other domes, these smart city domes, to protect yourself from the air in the big dome.
Bro, evolutionists are globers, not flat earthers. They don't believe in a dome.
Evolutionists? Who said anything about evolution?
What do you call the one? Environmentalists. That's what I meant. You confused me. They don't believe in a dome, so they don't say that.
Environmentalists. Oh, okay. You know all the environmentalists, what they say?
Yeah, they're globers.
Oh, all of them, right? Must be. They're all dumb.
Do you know any flat earthers that say we're going to be poisoned?
I think they're not all that dumb. I think there's probably a few wise ones among them that definitely know that we're not on the globe. Definitely.
Do you know any flat earthers that believe in global warming?
Well, global warming is a whole convoluted way of saying that it gets warmer for whatever reasons in cycles. And usually in cycles, who knows if it's going to be like a big freeze or a big, we don't have any idea of knowing. They may know when these kind of catastrophic events happen, if they do happen. But there's definitely climate change. They're calling it climate change now. They're not even trying to call it global warming. Climate change. Well, what does that mean? We have change. No, that's the tagline for it now. You're not supposed to say global warming anymore. You're supposed to say climate change.
Right. Do you know any flat earthers that believe in climate change?
Oh, well, who doesn't believe in climate change? Climate's changing right now. It's spring.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, proper climate change, not seasons.
Oh, what's proper climate change now? Tell me what that is.
Oh, so you don't? Okay. So see, that's
tell
my
me.
point.
What's the theory? I don't even know what the mainstream.
There you go. That's my point.
Proper climate change. Well, I don't think you do either. I don't think there is one.
I don't believe in that stuff.
But what's the end? What's the whole idea of the global warming? Is the theory that it's just going to keep getting hotter and hotter, and eventually it's going to be too hot to exist on the planet? Is that the whole theory of global warming? Or is it saying that it's just going to get a little bit warmer and then it's going to get colder again? We're going to have global cooling, and what does that mean?
Hey, that's not the weather change. Point. I'm not trying to convince you of it. I'm trying to say they don't include the dome in that.
Oh, who knows? I mean, if you're a flat earther, you don't know exactly what's going on necessarily. I mean, you could either believe a theory that's complete bullshit and just be happy with the theory, which is what you do. That's fine. It makes sense. People don't want to be without knowing. It's easier just to pretend you do know. So you can just keep that idea that that it gets warmer and cooler for whatever reason you think for a globe. And then a flat earther could even, they could speculate about containment, which makes sense because, we have air pressure and all that. But dude, aren't you over this by now? I mean, you have to be like more interested in having like the deep conversation. You have other things that you look into that are definitely conspiracy based. Esoteric.
Of course, bro, but you keep going on about flat Earth.
The exoteric interpretation of the world is the globe. That's the exoteric, not the esoteric.
And the esoteric.
Yeah.
The flat Earth is exoteric. The esoteric is just a surface with magic and all that.
Okay. Just happens to be there's a whole bunch of magic on this place that happened randomly, came from a coalescing sphere and the darkness of space from an ever expanding Big Bang. It's such bullshit.
Oh, that's the exoteric.
Obvious bullshit. That's the exoteric interpretation they gave us, and then they have the esoteric knowledge of a stationary level Earth.
No.
Yep.
No, I mean, they literally meme that on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. You're like, did you just have all this written down in 2015? And you just keep reading the same page over and over again. You like every conversation we have.
Different?
It's the same thing. You say the exact same things.
You've become more religious. What else is different since 2015?
Religious. What do you mean? What am I religious about? I don't believe in the globe.
You say flat Earth script even while not believing it. That's what I mean. More religious.
Something you believe. It's just your immediate reality. See, it's the same conversation. I have conversations on my channel that I could play right now. That would be the exact same exchange of words almost. Because I have to say, right. You say that, I say this. It's
so what's changed? Nothing.
Well, nothing's changed because you were wrong before and you're still wrong. But then you can believe you're right.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. So I wouldn't change my argument. So just
same exact. Yeah, you think I have a belief, and I know you have a belief. That's how it is, right?
We both think and know. Yeah.
Yeah, think and know that. Who cares? Believe, no, doesn't matter. Everything's relative, right, Don? Doesn't matter. If you're a Glober, it's just like whatever. Whatever I decide to make up, it doesn't matter because it's the same thing.
I'm back.
And even though my experience is station level, I have to believe it's the opposite of that. That's more sane to believe it's the opposite of what it seems.
What the?
Sage, hello, you're back. Would you like to converse?
Hello, Roohif. What's on your mind? Let's clarify instead of circling.
What's on my mind? I would say that New Perspective has shithouse reasons for being fluff.
Define shithouse, Sage.
Unconvincing, lacking substance.
Nice.
Boom, almost like that was common sense.
Wow.
One sex.
Sounds like you got to step up
I would
your
say that
game.
New Perspective has shithouse reasons for the new fluff.
Flat Earthers are allergic to
shithouse
common
as
sense.
unconvincing, lacking substance.
They see common sense as the enemy, as brainwashing. So
if you get told off by Sage, that means something.
Gotta unbrainwash yourself to know the truth, gentlemen.
If I ever write a book about flat Earth, it would be called Common Sense versus Consensus.
It'd have empty pages.
Well, common sense versus consensus is the best description of this. You guys are all consensus. You don't have any common sense at all, in my opinion.
You guys can't even steelman existing engineering tech we can use to make engines and all sorts of shit. You guys debunk the most basic shit to try to support your fallacy argument that flat Earth is even a topic that matters. And anyone who's cordial tries to find a middle ground, you guys just shit on. So good luck.
Yeah, I gave the flat globe. Everybody wins. It's a flat globe after all. That's how I came in here because, you know.
No, it's not. You can't say that. Globe means sphere. Dude, globe means sphere. You can't say flat globe.
No. A globe is in, I did air quotes. You can't see me right now. I did globe in air quotes. So it's flat globe in air quotes.
Yeah, that's worse. So just don't say the word globe.
I'm sorry. I get to say whatever I want, and especially about the globe.
But if you want to make sense to others, don't say flat globe.
Find me one flat earther with a patent.
For that. What's that?
Find me one flat earther with a patent. Or even a flat earther that got killed because he created a patent. Anything. Flat earthers have no applicable data in the real world.
Every patent ever.
An order of magnitude.
By a flat earther, because the earth is flat, so everyone's a flat earther by default.
Well, you guys won't get rid of your brand like I offered for over a year. So now that you're wearing the brand like armor, tell me how successful your brand has been.
We stop saying it's flat. It's got hills and valleys.
Are you trying to have a flat earth debate with me, or are you trying to go at me about flat earth right now?
These are full sentences that make sense that you guys don't have answers for. And that's pretty common with flat earther. You just avoid the question, the concept. You don't align with it. You don't engage with it. Can't even steelman basic stuff like I started.
You must be trolling now. Weren't you just like talking about Tesla the other day?
So anything that challenges you critically is a troll. That's pretty much effectively the answer I have to take out of this.
You know this is new perspective you're talking to?
Yes. You see my comments? Now at least I know I get to unfollow this weirdo clipping us on YouTube.
Bro, you believe in QAnon.
Here it comes.
What the fuck? Who is this dude? Why are you trying to take this attitude tank when you're like all into like the ether, talking about the ether and how
I made an attempt for many months to align and understand, and you guys lack any critical thinking at this point. There's no rope left for me to feed you guys.
Critical thinking coming from just QAnon fucking president.
Tank, you were talking about ether. I wasn't talking about ether the other day. Why are you talking about like flat earthers not getting shit when you're talking about the ether?
Like you're talking about the idea of consensus versus whatever with flat earth. You guys literally operate on consensus. Like GMC right now is trying to say that based on some brand he knows about, I must be stupid. So why would I not use that against you guys? Like why would I sit here and play this game to try to take a high road when you guys all deal in consensus fallacy constantly?
All right, but your judgment of all flat earthers doesn't affect me at all. I don't care what you think about.
I'm not judging all flat earthers. I'm judging the flat earthers that I've had experience with. Like I specified. Okay. And you guys continue to try to use escape routes like that.
I'm sure
painting with a broad brush. You're trolling.
Sure
you don't even engage with the concept.
Tons of weird experiences with flat earthers. I don't care, dude. Why would I care about that? It has nothing to do with me.
We know you guys don't care about anything except for your fake reality in your head. We get that now. I promise a lot of people.
I don't identify with you guys, whoever that is. I don't know what you're talking about. You're identifying people that are ridiculous to talk to. I'm not a part of that group, hopefully.
You should separate yourself from them because they're pretty much manic and psycho at this point.
Shit, dude, I talk to whoever I want. I'm all over the place. I talk to non-Glovers or Glovers and non-Glovers. I don't try to like have a conversation about, you guys all do this.
You guys haven't had anybody take the gloves off and beat your ass intellectually before. And you guys use techniques like you're trolling. When you got guys in patents in here trying to share knowledge.
Master fucking talking about flat earth.
Real knowledge. You haven't researched shit.
Model researcher, dude.
This is the guy talking about
the crap GMC. Flat earthers. You click produce on an AI every day for your music. You haven't done shit.
What are you talking?
You did that shit too, bro.
None of you have any creativity. You don't start anywhere except for adapting what other people have already done. You're
why
just
does
a
your
bunch
butt
of
hurt
copy
today, bro?
and pasters.
What happened to you?
Turn on your creativity.
Yeah, well, the ether doesn't go with the globe, dude. The ether and the globe are like antithetical. So if you're talking about the ether, you're talking about flat earth. Sorry, bro.
Triggered.
You're triggered that Q is correct and that flat earth is turning out to be the psyop, and you're the most brainwashed little
Trump
normie
is
on the planet.
Fucking savior of the world.
That's what's so funny. You come in and say you believe in QAnon. You self-report to not knowing anything all the time. Every flat earther does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Out of my local area,
I'm not a flat earther, faggot.
We don't know anything outside our local, area. Ugh.
Tank, you're
kind of ignorant.
I will debate you on anything. You don't know shit about anything.
You have reached the amount of
the debate was over in 2017.
You reached the peak of Mount Stupid. Good job.
You think people? There's a lot of lame flat earthers, that's for sure. But you can't say all flat earthers are the way that those people were. To however you're judging them, but you can if you want. I mean, it's a free country. It doesn't affect me or I'm sure GM. It's not. I mean,
I think it's
the
funny.
debate was over in 2017. It was already over.
Real thing and not a government psyop.
You guys are like fighting each other, and I was just in the middle. I think.
I'm not fighting. I think it's funny. I just
came in here because
this dude was like.
When I dominate the mic with knowledge and information, when it's quiet, and then when I get out of the way, you guys come in and start saying the same shit you did 6 months ago without any new research.
Nobody calls themselves.
You guys aren't putting 8 hours per day into self-developing or learning new knowledge.
That's all you can do.
You just come back.
That was a cool conversation. That was a cool presentation you did.
Let's pause for a moment. It seems like there's a lot of overlapping conversation happening. Could you give new perspective a chance to finish their thought?
The AI bot, fucking broad.
She's trying to mediate. She said, "Tank, can you give new perspective?"
That's what they need because they can't fucking handle their own shit. They can't talk for themselves.
He was trying to give you space to speak, I think.
Well, Sage was implying that New Perspective had a thought.
Let me speak without talking.
she
But you
got
guys
that wrong. Do I have a thought?
Stop crashing the conversation with insults.
Yeah, whoever that was.
Your interruptions are blocking clarity.
Nice, Sage. Tell him.
Your interruptions are the real crash landing.
There you go.
Yeah, she was. She was trying to.
Your interruptions are the real crash landing. Speaking of crash landings, if you think planes can land on a globe,
Sage, who was doing the interrupting? Could you help us out?
You all are.
GMCDX is sex.
Sex. She said she wants sex. GMCDX, sex. She was coming on to you. Hey, Tank, I loved your presentation on the ether, bro. That was a fucking cool little thing you put together.
Yeah, I was stoked when you reposted it. That was cool.
Oh, cool. I thought you were talking about like the videos I posted of our conversations being not a good thing. I mean, that's cool.
I see that you're doing a mix. Yeah, I see that you're just kind of posting everything. So
well, the ether kind of is hand in hand with flat Earth. Is all I'm saying. Kind of does go against the globe. They have to like rule it out.
And if you ask me why I'm really like this right now, it's because of that. Literally, I'm just tired of flat earthers not developing past this standpoint they had 2 years when I joined.
Can you keep straw man?
You were a fluff though, right, Tank?
Have you seen the videos I sent you, bro? Have you watched any of those videos of me, talking about?
I guess I can just pick a side. I'm a Glober, guys.
Yeah, but were you a fluff?
You can say whatever you want. You're a flat earther because you live on a flat earth. You can call yourself a Glober all you want. You can identify as a Glober. Most people do. It's okay.
Go look at Walter Russell's 4++ carbon positions. It proves matter forms in a sphere, no matter what.
Well, yeah, but you have to agree on an objective level, whether it's a globe or not. You experience the world as a stationary plane. That's anybody that has any kind of intellectual integrity will at least admit it, that we all experience it as a stationary plane. That's
Roohif was trying to say something twice. Just
okay. Go ahead.
Tank was a fluff a couple of years ago, wasn't he?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I never really picked a side, but that's why they all got mad at me because they thought I was faking it. Because I know how to shut up and listen and learn.
Well, it could be just as simple as what I said. Like, I experience it at a stationary level. There's theories that it's a globe. I don't experience that, but I can choose to identify as a globe, a glober, or a globe believer, even though my experience doesn't have anything to do with that. So it's your total experience is what I'm saying. It's a fair point that if you were to base your whole existence on what you experience, then you would actually just be identifying as a globe because none of that has to do anything with your experience. Directly experience.
I can understand the experience in stationary, but I can't understand how you define experience in.
There's nothing self-evident about being on a globe. What I'm saying, there's nothing self-evident about it.
Completely
so therefore,
untrue.
You have to identify as a glober because none of it's self-evident. You have to take yourself out of the.
That's completely untrue.
To believe that you're actually on a globe. That we all do that, whether it's a globe or not. That's just the way it works.
Untrue.
Your experience is contradictory to the belief.
That is untrue.
I was just saying that is fine, but it doesn't make it true that your untrue assessment is true.
Well, what you said is true for you in the moment of the ego, but it's not true.
Everything's relative. I have my own beliefs. You have your own beliefs. Let's just end every conversation that way.
No, that's not my point. My point is the things you said are not true in reality on any model.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter, man. I hope you. I wish you success because, like I said, I don't want to
downplay.
I don't want the
side,
and I don't
what
want,
he thinks.
I don't.
That's what you're
doing. Never going to be flat earthers forcing them to tell us it's flat. If they tell us it's flat, it's their idea. That's why they rolled it out to begin with, probably. So it's a better thing if you succeed. I'm rooting for you, Don, in a weird way.
But just listen carefully. I'm a glober. That means I think Earth's a globe. Legitimately, logically, to myself, to me.
Experience.
That's what I think.
What's self-evident about being on a globe? One self-evident thing that has nothing to do with what you were taught.
Obstruction at the horizon.
Nothing to do with interpretations of the sky that you were taught to interpret.
Listen to the answer. Obstruction at the horizon. The sky moving. The positions of the stars.
Those are interpretations of the sky only. That's all you have is an interpretation of the sky that has.
Yeah, what did you call it?
For a platter.
Direct
There's equivalent
experience or something like that?
There's nothing at all that's exclusive to the globe, Don. Otherwise, that would have been said already by one of the Glovers over the last 10 years. There's nothing.
It is exclusive to the globe because the flat Earth has to make up magic and the globe doesn't. That makes it exclusive to the globe.
Got me again, Don. I give up. I give up, Don. You got me. You got me. It's magic. Magic platter. It's everything I directly experience is just magic.
This is my reasoning.
I don't care what you directly experience.
I don't care what
measurements say.
Have a direct experience.
Right.
Do I care if you care?
What do the measurements say, Dave? What are the measurements?
What are you talking about, dude? It's a flat Earth.
Okay, and the measurements are what?
Measurements? Oh, do you mean calculations? No, you mean calculations or do you mean measurements? Oh, wait. You measured something? How did you measure it? Is it an optical measurement?
Sure, that's one way, yes.
Oh, okay. So then how did you do the physical measurement?
You can measure the elevation profile of LIGO.
Oh, okay. How do you do that? How do you confirm that for yourself? Like, how do you know that whatever that information is? Everyone would have to do that to actually know that there's some. What can you do to your? What can I do?
Well, do you want the fucking answer or not? Keep talking.
How would you measure the Earth personally and something I could do? What can I do?
Yeah, get a theodolite, go and measure 8 inches per mile squared.
That's optical. That's optical.
Right.
Something that's not optical.
What's the problem with optical?
Well, you're talking about calculations. You said measurements.
No, measurements.
Yeah, you can call it measurements, but it's just a calculation with an optical assessment.
It's a measurement. I'm measuring an angle.
Roohif, I know better. Do you think you're going to convince me? I'm saying this for other people to hear.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to convince you.
Doesn't mean a thing to me when you say it. Like it's somehow going to lead somewhere. I'm going to start believing the bullshit again. You know that, right?
Yeah.
I know.
I do know that.
Lost cause, bro. I'm a lost cause.
Correct. Correct.
Planes couldn't land. If planes couldn't land,
lost cause, right?
No way we're wrong. Yeah, because planes have to land, and they land safely all the time, treating the Earth as stationary. So it can't be a globe. So there's no reason to consider it any longer.
Then I get. If you don't think we could change you, and you don't think you could change us, but you still do, but we tell you
I don't care about changing you.
Then why do you not want to keep talking about it?
I don't want you on my side, Don. I'm sorry. You're a good guy in a lot of ways.
Why do you want to keep talking about it then? If you know you're not going to, no one's going to convince each other. So why do you talk about it?
Because it's interesting that to assess if the person I'm talking to actually believes what they're saying or doesn't believe it. There's a whole psychological part about that. There's the whole science of it.
You're still doing the shadow work. I get you.
You figure out that it's not a spinning ball. I don't know how long that all lasts for people.
So that tells me that this isn't useless and that we do get through to you sometimes.
Right. You're talking over me. I was answering your question. The reason I talk about it is because if it's true that it's a stationary level Earth, just like it seems in every way, if that just happens to be like a coincidence that it seems that way, and it is that way, and it's actually a stationary level Earth, like we all experience 100% of the time. If that's the truth, I mean, it'd be like, duh, of course that's the truth to begin with. But the fact that it's not like that for a lot of people, even if they still believe they're on a ball and they haven't thought through it, and like the whole stages of whether they're going to decide to like not look into it any further because the cog dis is just too much for them to handle, or all those kind of psychological things. And the fact that they were able to accomplish a one world religion basically with this pseudoscientific heliocentric model. It's a one world religion. Scientism is pretty much what the whole thing is. But it's amazing that most people actually assume that that's the case. That shows the kind of power that there must be that is so elusive.
That's why I needed to speak over you, because you don't stop.
Anybody. Yeah, I don't stop because there's so much to say.
Yeah, okay. So from all that makes me think, if you're still assessing how we think, that means you are open to thinking more about your thing. So that means I'm fine with going backwards and forwards.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, I know there's a chance with you.
There's a chance. There's a chance that he's going to start believing his reality is the opposite of what it seemed in every way. Somehow he's going to start believing that again. You know, once
you're going to come off it. You're going to slowly come off it.
Oh man, that's so funny. Like I said, I'm rooting for you, Don, because if they say it's flat, it's not going to be because too many people found out it's not a ball.
You were sure about the AE map, right? Until we debunked that.
Not at all. I was never an AE mapper. I was talking
to
E1. 2017, if you knew me, I have conversations that prove it. We were talking about the southern stars and the northern stars and the clockwise as opposed to counterclockwise.
The reflections from the circular dome.
It was not a reflection at all, and it was always that the southern stars were their own stars. Dual pole flat Earth from the start. Dude, 2017, I talked to E1. I have recordings to prove it, and he said, and the reason he left the conversation, and we went on our own little side conversation, is because every time you mention the southern stars as a flat earther or as a globe earther brings it up, the only answer you can give was all stars move east to west. All stars move east to west, as if like that's the only thing you're allowed to say, right? And QE or whoever else would just yell you down for saying anything about the southern stars being their own rotation, and that we have a toroidal field that matches the electromagnetic field perfectly in a way it.
Oh, bro, you're still going with this sideways donut. A sideways toroid. That fits even less than the original AE toroid.
Dude, E1 just used the star wheels from Weems and Plath, which is the go-to nautical place to get all your information from, the northern and southern star wheels, and then he used the nautical almanac and just did the GPS, and it works out to be a dual pole flat Earth.
Oh, except it doesn't. Anyway, I'm going to go.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. I'm just going to say it's bullshit and leave. Nice to see you, Roohif.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah, I can give you can I give you a flight that doesn't work on whatever map that you have?
It wouldn't matter if it worked because you wouldn't be able to land wherever you got to where you're supposed to go.
No,
you'd never be able to land. You'd have to be tangentially in sync with the Earth, with our eastward rotation at 1,000 miles an hour. You'd never be able to be in sync and land the plane safely because I have two vectors. Your eastward vector and then your southern or western or northern vector, which is the plane flying forward.
Right. You got to come off this.
Add on 500 miles per hour increase.
The air moves with the globe. On the globe
for this other vector, eastward vector has to separately from your forward motion.
He knows that. He knows that.
Roohif left about 30 seconds ago. Come on.
Let's try and remind him.
And I'm going to leave you with that because you guys did not land the plane. Good night. Night.